So this is my digital learning portfolio vision of teaching video. When I was young, I wanted to be a teacher. I played the role in games, and I confidently said it whenever someone asked what I wanted to be when I grew up. As I got older, I explored other career paths, but something always felt like it was missing. I realized I wanted to make a meaningful impact, and not just in my personal life or with the people that I know and love, but also through my work. So teaching became a kind of a way that I could help others grow, develop essential skills, and build a foundation for lifelong learning. I chose the primary junior division because I believe these early years are crucial for fostering curiosity, confidence, and a love of learning. Initially, I thought teaching was mostly about delivering fun lessons, but through my teacher education program, as well as my practicum, I've learned it takes careful planning, deep dedication, and a great deal of heart. These young students depend on us not only to teach them, but to guide them and support them into becoming capable and compassionate individuals. My vision of teaching is to create an inclusive learning environment where every student feels valued, supported, and empowered to succeed. Learning should be a collaborative process where students understand that success is not individualistic, but something that we build together. In my DLP Observation Week response, I noted how a positive classroom environment fosters inclusivity. My AT has built a strong relationship with each student in the room. There are daily check-ins, one-on-one meetings, and discussions of their interests and families. All of these aspects help to guide the students to make more responsible choices, as well as help them to see the consequences of their actions. When I was growing up, my school segregated students with learning differences. They had separate classrooms, different recess times, and were rarely included in school-wide activities. I saw firsthand how exclusion shaped their experiences. On a more personal note, my mom was a school secretary for over 15 years before retiring, and my sister has been an EA for almost a decade. And they've shared many stories with me about students who lack the support that they just simply needed. A lot of these experiences and learning of these stories have helped to shape my commitment to inclusion. Vygotsky's sociocultural theory and zone of proximal development shaped my teaching philosophy. Learning is social, and students thrive when given just the right amount of challenge with teacher and peer support. In my DLP Week 4 response, I discussed how this applies to students struggling with self-regulation and inquiry learning. I mentioned that by integrating strategies like these, we can help our students to develop the necessary problem-solving skills to help them through their struggles with self-redirection, and we allow them to develop self-support, which will ultimately build up their confidence in taking on inquiry-based tasks on their own. I also apply universal design for learning and differentiated instruction to meet diverse student needs. These frameworks emphasize multiple ways to engage, express learning, and receive feedback. In my DLP reflections, I highlighted that both theories also connect to all students' needs are varied and unique, and include the idea that what you are teaching students must connect to their interests. These ideas help to engage our students in their learning while also giving them the tools they need to succeed and become lifelong learners. Bloom's taxonomy also informs my approach. Learning should go beyond memorization. Students should be able to apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. I try to design lessons that move from recall and move towards deeper thinking by having students engage in real-world applications and inquiry-based problem solving. I believe that this approach to lesson plan designing helps to include all learners in the classroom. Structured feedback and assessment for learning are also essential. When students understand their assessment criteria and receive clear, constructive feedback, they feel valued and capable. I recognize that enacting this vision is not without challenges. Systemic barriers, resource limitations, and time constraints make fully inclusive practices quite difficult. In my DLP Week 2 reflection, I discussed the People for Education 2024 report about staff shortages. There is no way around it. Our students need more support now than they ever have before. Although it is obvious that we need to hire more special educators, only 84% of elementary schools in Ontario have at least one full-time special educator in the school, which has been on a steady decline, with that number falling from 89% in 2019 to 2020. So at the end of it all, I believe that my vision for teaching really boils down to no student in my classroom ever feeling like an outsider, every student having the opportunities to succeed. And beyond academics, I want to foster empathy, awareness, and a sense of belonging in my students. Teaching to me and many of my peers is more than a job. It's my way, at least, of making a lasting impact on the lives of students, ensuring that they receive the inclusive, supportive, and equitable education that I wish had been there for so many of my peers. Thank you so much.